Did you know you can meet spooky characters in Disney's Hollywood Studios?
We are here to review the return of the buffet at Hollywood and Vine.
And nobody told me to wear something Halloweeny or spooky.
Hollywood and Vine is a character dining location in Hollywood Studios. They have a Disney Junior character breakfast and a Minnie and Friends character lunch and dinner. We are here for Minnie's Halloween Dine, which means the characters are going to be in Halloween costumes, which I'm losing my mind about. Are you losing your mind about it?
I already got a peek through a doorway, and I'm pretty sure Goofy is dressed as a cowboy and a skeleton at the same time.
That's two more costumes than you wore. And also, this is pretty newsy too, because Hollywood and Vine has returned to buffet service from Family Style, so it'll be interesting if it holds up on the food quality. Emma?
So excited.
The one thing to remember about Hollywood and Vine and most table service restaurants in Disney World is that they do have the mobile dine check-in feature. So with that, you just head to the My Disney Experience app and find your reservation. But you just head in, and when it's time for your reservation, ours was at 12:10. We're a couple minutes behind because we filmed our intro, but you check in, you let them know who's dining, if you need any mobility accessibility, any special dietary requests, if there are any celebrations. And then you can set a notification of a text message too, in addition to a push notification. I always like to do that because I do accidentally swipe away my push notifications a lot of the time. And then you can submit, and you're all checked in. And you'll get a text and a notification, and they will call out your name here when your table's ready.
We did it!
We did it!
I mean, by we.
I did it.
I mean you.
All right, guys, come on in.
Whoa, yay. Thank you so much. So Hollywood and Vine is at Hollywood Studios, and it pays tribute to old Hollywood, as you can see from these murals. You have, Carthay Circle, the Brown Derby. It definitely has old Hollywood vibes, but because this is Minnie's Halloween Dine, they have these cute little overlays and all the banners to remind you this is the Halloween overlay, Minnie's Halloween and Dine, especially when you first walk in. They have this really incredible photo op area where you take pictures right when you first walk in. But the buffet is back. The buffet is centered right in the middle of everything because obviously that is the star of Hollywood and Vine now that it is back. And obviously on the other side of the restaurant, you have another tribute to old Hollywood and Minnie in her best witch garb right now. So absolutely, Hollywood and Vine paying tribute to old Hollywood, but this time in a fun Halloween way.
Now, since Hollywood and Vine is an all-you-care-to-enjoy buffet, it does have those all-you-care-to-enjoy prices. Breakfast for Disney Junior Play and Dine is $42 per adult, $27 per child. Lunch and dinner for Minnie's Seasonal Dine is $55 per adult and $36 per child. So the cheapest meal here is going to be the Disney Junior one, but if you want to meet the Fab Five in their cool costumes this time of year or their cute outfits other times of year, then it is going to be a little bit pricier. First things first, this is for you.
What? Whoa.
Here's the other side. Emma, this is for you. Right when we got checked in, we got handed this cute little Halloween print of Minnie conjuring up some candy for Goofy, Pluto, and Mickey. It does have their autographs on the back, so you get their autographs when you come for character dining.
There we go. Hi, Pluto. By the way, I gotta say, Pluto, I love your bat name tag. Oh, yes, perfect. Happy Halloween, Pluto.
Now, though your meal does include everything on the buffet, it is an upcharge for alcoholic beverages, like the Captain's Mai Tai Celebrity Margarita. Now, Sage and I were looking at these, and these aren't anything special. We've seen these drinks at other places in Hollywood Studios, including next door at Tune In Lounge, or at least something very similar. But at least it is an option when you're dining here. You do get your regular non-alcoholic beverages included.
Now at Hollywood and Vine, there are so many different dining character experiences. Specifically, in the morning, you do the Play and Dine, which is the Disney Junior characters. But throughout the rest of the year, they have the Silver Screen Dine, they have the Springtime Dine, the Summertime Dine, the Halloween Dine, which is where we're at right now, and of course, the Holiday Dine. So many character dining experiences here, right here at Hollywood and Vine. Hey, Mickey! Oh my goodness, how are you? Happy early Halloween. Hey, can I ask you a question? Oh, I love your vampire outfit. If I were to be a costume, like if I were to have a Halloween costume, what would it be? A zombie? All right. I'm officially a zombie this year. Well, thank you, Mickey. It's so nice to see you. Happy Halloween. Oh, I get a hug. Yay!
Sage, I don't want to alarm you.
Okay.
There's a witch right behind you.
Don't play with me like that.
I'm serious. Don't look down. No, don't look down.
What?
I think she's casting a spell.
This is, what's the spell? Oh, I got a kiss!
That's a good spell.
Oh my goodness, that is a good spell.
Minnie, this is a great party.
It is a great party. Now that's a saunter.
That's a saunter. That's a cowboy saunter, Emma.
Yes! Listen, Goofy, here, can I ask you a question? Are you a cowboy or a skeleton, or are you a cowboy skeleton? You're the third
one.
Okay,
Cowboy
you're a
skeleton.
cowboy skeleton.
It's very creative.
I think so too. I think so too.
You guys, we have beautiful plates of food. All right, first up, I am starting with the dinner roll. I did put butter on it, probably too much, but there's no such thing as too much butter. That's not true. There is. Classic dinner roll, super crusty and crunchy on the outside, very soft on the inside. It's not warm, they're on the bar at room temperature, but yeah, soaks up the butter really well, super airy. I will eat 10 more of these, and no one can stop me because it's an all you care to enjoy.
Okay, I have the focaccia bread, which is I did put butter on it. All right, so let's go. Definitely light, much bigger than I anticipated because you can see the kind of the bread pocket bubbles, the air bubbles in there. I flattened it down, but then it immediately sprung
Bread
back
pockets.
up. Bread pockets. But again, focaccia bread can't go wrong. Tastes really good, and I recommend doing with the butter for sure.
I have the pita bread, and I'll be honest with you, I had half of it already and loved it because I got carried away watching them eat their bread and I got jealous. So this half does not have butter. It's good pita bread. It's very light, which I actually prefer over any of the other options we have. I actually do like it with butter. It's great. It's a good little carb. There's not much more to say about it other than it's pita bread.
I was watching Emma eat her pita bread, and it was like, how are you eating the pita bread dry? They've got some hummus there, so we're gonna try the pita bread with the hummus. Lots of lemon in that hummus. Lots of lemon, but still kind of citrusy, but very good. Again, if we're gonna get the pita bread, do yourself a favor. Put some hummus on that.
Salad time. I went for the mixed greens salad. They also have romaine, and then I got the balsamic dressing, and I put literally everything they had as an option up there on it, including olives, obviously. Obviously.
Ooh, that was a tough one.
It's a salad bar salad. Tastes like the one you can get at your grocery store or at your local cafeteria restaurant. The balsamic is good. It's on the sweeter side rather than the tangy side. I like that you can customize it, which is sort of the benefit of having a salad bar. Yeah, it's a pretty basic salad. It's not blowing my mind, but I got to make it the way I like it. So
I did the romaine lettuce and basically ranch. And I did it a little bit more, but not much. It's okay, ranch. It's not my favorite. I think it's just normal store-bought ranch that's probably been sitting out for just a minute, but it's a buffet, so that's just kind of how that goes.
So I also had the mixed greens. This time I had some Caesar salad, also sprinkled a little of that Parmesan cheese on it, and the focaccia croutons. Now listen, I'm very picky about my Caesar dressing. The best Caesar dressing I think you can get on property is at Coral Reef. Yes. They put real anchovies in there. It's real good. All right, here we go. It's a Caesar salad. It's a Parmesan Caesar salad. It's very good. Caesar dressing isn't too strong, but again, Caesar salad at a buffet can't go wrong.
soup time. I got the chicken noodle. I am a chicken noodle fan. My favorite chicken noodle soup is from my grocery store in North Carolina that I can't get anymore, so let's see how this stands up. If it's the same, I might be at Hollywood and Vine every day. It's tasty. It's definitely got the big hearty noodles. Better than Campbell's chicken noodle soup, but it's not anything shocking. Regular chicken broth, pieces of white meat chicken, carrots, celery, noodles. Pretty basic, not overly flavorful, but still, I love soup.
I think this is a vegetable soup. They did not have a name card out, but vegetable soup. That's actually really yummy. I love vegetable soup. There's lots of corn, carrots, huge chunks of black beans, pinto beans. It's actually, we've obviously had it for just a minute, so it's not super warm, but that's just because of us. I think it's got good flavor, good seasoning. It's just thick enough It's really good. I actually really like this.
Kale and radish salad. The Chick-fil-A kale side is what this reminds me of, but it's better than that. There's a little bit more dressing, there are more cranberries. The kale is super soft. I also have the couscous salad, and I love couscous. I actually get made fun of because I'm eating couscous a lot of days at work in like Zoom meetings. This is very olivey. You have to like olives to like this. Luckily, I do like olives, but it does taste a little bit like a grocery store couscous salad. Again, something you can get off the salad bar at your local Publix. So it's nothing special.
Did you say it was? Alrighty, I have the bean salad, and it looks like black beans, pinto beans, some green peppers, corn, tomato. Here we go.
It's a really good thing.
I love black beans. I love corn. I think this is fine. It's not bad. It probably could have used for a little bit of better seasoning, but I mean, you have salt and pepper at your table if you want to add to it. It's not bad. I just think it's very bland. It mainly just tastes like cold black beans. And to some that's cool, and to some that's not. I'm in the middle.
All right, so I got the shrimp cocktail right away. I just wanted to point this out that it is. I always say that if you're going to serve shrimp or shrimp cocktail, peel it. But I will say, because it has been, so you do have to peel the entire thing. It's not just the tail, you've got to peel it, you've got to devein it. A solid shrimp cocktail, again, just bummed out that it's not peeled.
We are going to start, and we are going to take you just down the whole line of the buffet, and I got the first section. So the first thing on my section was the sour cream and chives mashed potatoes. So these are actually really good. I love salt. I don't mean to be that way. You can add salt to these. I really love the addition of the sour cream. It makes them very creamy, very smooth. The chives have a good taste. There's not an overwhelming taste though. Unless you're directly eating one, you don't really know they're there. But not the best mashed potatoes I've ever had here. Not the worst. I'm actually pretty pleased with those. Not bad at all. Okay, the next thing on my line was the seared salmon. I love salmon, so I'm excited to see how this looks. They have capers and tomatoes on top, which I love capers and tomatoes as well. And what looks like a Dijon mustard. That's actually really good. It's fairly fresh, which I can appreciate. I really love salmon. I think that beurre blanc, which is essentially a Dijon mustard on top, is a really, really nice addition to this. The capers make it good and salty. I enjoy this a lot, actually. I think Quincy put it best so far. There's nothing I would necessarily come back for, but if you're here, I'm enjoying it, so that's pretty good. Next is the caramelized Brussels sprouts. I loved Brussels sprouts. These, I say loved, I currently love them. These look really good. Like if you can see the color, that looks like a good Brussels sprout, so fingers crossed for this one. That's really good. It's really well seasoned. It's good and crispy. I really love it. Brussels sprouts can be done either very well or very poorly. And I'd say these teeter towards really good. All right, the next thing I had was the oven roasted herb chicken. I did get a little drumstick. They had wings and drumsticks, but I just preferred them. That's pretty good. I think it's really well seasoned. You can tell that they had it on the grill for a second. That's a good little char. The herbs are really good. They're very flavorful, but it reminds me of something at like a quick service. I think you could probably get that somewhere else for a little bit cheaper. Not my favorite. And then wrapping up, I have the olive oil roasted potatoes. And these actually look really good too. I love potatoes. First bite, I would definitely choose these over the mashed potatoes. They're really well seasoned. The olive oil adds a nice touch. They are perfectly done as far as a boiled mashed potato goes. Pretty good. I think I already said this, but I think Quincy said it best. It's good. I probably wouldn't come back just for this. If you want the experience, I think is good food for the experience. Definitely not the best I've ever had, especially to character dining for this price.
I got basically the veggies section, which I'm pretty excited about because broccolini was involved. That's so good.
So good. I didn't know if that face was good or bad.
The reason I love broccolini is because it soaks up anything that it's cooked in. And this has so much flavor. I'm actually, it has so much flavor, it kind of feels like it was cooked in like something with meat, but I know that's not true because it's marked as plant-based. It's super peppery. Like, it honestly has a little bit of heat to it because of how much black pepper flavor there is. And it's cooked very well. The actual florets, like, so easy to bite into. I would literally eat an entire plate of this, and you know what? I can, because this is a buffet.
That's exactly right, sister.
How are you? Oh, you're a little bat. Is that to go with Mickey being a vampire? That's so cute, Pluto. We're so excited to come for seasonal Dine. Next up, I have the fennel and farro risotto. I tend to prefer a rice risotto. This does have the texture of farro, which is more like, it's a grainier texture than rice. I understand that they're both grains, but farro feels like it's a grain, and rice feels like it's a pillowy cloud. It has a lot of great flavor though. It's very mushroomy, and it's got this very creamy sauce. It's really tasty as well. Crispy soy glazed tofu. When Disney does a crispy tofu, it is very, very good. My actual favorite meat option at Satuli Canteen is their crispy tofu. And I don't like tofu like that, which is what's so wild to me. This is cooked very, very similarly to that one, except it is crispier.
Is it still crispy even though it's been sitting in the glaze?
It's crispy even though it's been sitting in the glaze. It's crispy even though it's been sitting on my plate. And then the soy glaze itself is super sticky. The perfect mix of like sweet and spicy. It's got black and white sesame on it. And finally, from the veggie portion, I've got the pearl onions with peas. The peas taste very fresh, very like green and light, which is awesome when you're eating like heavier food across the rest of the buffet. The pearl onions cooked well. Honestly, the one that I just had was maybe a little on the raw side because it was still very aggressive. I'm gonna eat this other one. No, that one was a little less aggressive. It was on the sweeter side with like a better cooked onion. The first one was, it was kind of like biting into a raw pearl onion, which is fine. I liked it.
Okay, so I had I want to say the heavier bar. It's the heavier station. It's a lot of meats. The meat stations, but there was still some like rice and polenta kind of situation, so we call it the heavy station because there's a lot of the heavier foods. The first thing we're going to start with is the beef stew with root vegetables. Now, looking at it right away, I wouldn't say it's a stew. It's just big old chunks of beef around vegetables. There's not a lot of stew involved.
I mean, kind of.
It's just a little bit more effort
Than a pot roast or a stew. Yes, Mickey!
Oh.
And here's the beef stew. Again, more beef than anything else. So the beef itself, it definitely has that, you know, more stew quality. It definitely just kind of fell apart the second it went into my mouth. Very nice, honestly. There's a good flavor. Again, I still don't know if I would call it a beef stew. The beef has a stew texture, but the beef is still pretty solid. Next is the white rice, and I am a white rice connoisseur.
They're dancing together.
Aww,
Yes.
Back to my rice. Yeah, they're all applauding for my rice. Now, what I'll say about white rice at a buffet is that it's always hit or miss because white rice dries out really easily when it's sitting out there for a long time. So it is a little dry. They're a little crispy white rice. Still okay, still pretty good. Okay, so this is the roasted pork with the spicy mustard sauce. What's interesting, it's actually over a bed of like polenta, and I'm super interested in that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna do the pork and the polenta and the spicy mustard sauce at the same time because if it's all in one thing, you got to eat it all in one bite. The perfect bite. I've never had a sweet mustard polenta before. It's so because the pork has like this like level of sweetness to it, and then the mustard it's an interesting thing that I don't think I've ever tasted before. Yeah, it's just the polenta and the pork are fighting each other. The polenta is really good on its own, and the pork is like sweetness, but like having the pork and the polenta, it's like a weird sweet mustard thing. This next thing is macaroni and cheese with shrimp and bacon. Okay, I've got the bacon, I've got the mac and cheese, and I've got the shrimp, and that is no joke. That is a chunk of bacon. All right. I guess my question is why. I'm not gonna lie, it tastes very good, but like the bacon and the mac and cheese, it's very bacon forward. That's for sure because it's such a big piece of bacon. You definitely get a lot of that bacon. Mac and cheese is great, but then there's like a weird shrimp, like kind of aftertaste. You're like, oh, and then there was shrimp in there. Oh my goodness! We just had the roasted pork with spicy mustard sauce on the polenta, What's your thought? So good?
So good, very tasty.
Oh, it's your
Oh,
favorite.
we love.
Oh, wow,
Wow.
okay.
We are together on this.
There it is. All right, look at that. See, we've got a whole bunch of different opinions here. This is the meatballs with barbecue sauce and pineapple. Solid meatball.
Pretty good.
Yep. It's exactly what we just said. It was the pineapple. There's a little bit of sweetness because of the pineapple. Solid barbecue sauce. I'd put this like on maybe like a spicy pasta almost. Yeah.
Interesting.
To the spicy sweetness stuff kind of together. That's what I would do. It's pretty good meatball. Not gonna lie, it's pretty solid. And this is an herb crusted tenderloin steak with some horseradish cream. So that's really good. This is one of them from the carving stations, and the steak is really nice. It was cooked really well. It wasn't too chewy, wasn't too tough. It was super solid. I prefer my horseradish cream a little stronger, so it's definitely on the lighter side. You're not gonna have to blow your nose after this. It's a lighter horseradish cream for sure.
And now I'm doing the kids' meal. There is a kids' buffet that is shorter than all the others. Chicken nugget. This looks like a classic Disney chicken nugget, so I'm sure it's gonna be great. Super crispy on the outside, tons of batter, so the actual outside is very, very crunchy and delicious. White meat chicken on the inside, a picky eater's dream. Next, very exciting, they do have corn dog nuggets here, which is interesting. Will they be as good as Casey's Corners? What if they're better? They are very similar to Casey's corn dog nuggets, which of course are the famous Disney World corn dog nuggets. The hot dog itself is tasty, classic kind of hot dog. And then the outside, sweeter batter, but it's on the grainy side, just like Casey's. Very good. I almost think it's better than Casey's, but what I think it is just the same, and that surprised me. Kids will be happy. I'm an adult, and you're allowed to go to the kids section when you're a grown-up, so that means unlimited corn dog nuggets here. They have potato barrels, aka tater tots. These are a little heat lampy, but they still have a lot of crunch to them. The inside has a lot of nice potato. It just tastes a little bit they taste a little reheated, like if you had tater tots out of the oven instead of out of a fryer. They're not the best potato barrels that I've had in Disney World, but certainly tasty. And also, technically, I could get potato barrels and then top them with anything from the entire buffet. Next up, I have the mac and cheese. Now, the kids' mac and cheese is just a basic mac and cheese, which I will always compare any Disney World mac and cheese to the mac and cheese at Gasparilla Island Grill at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, which in my opinion is the best mac and cheese on property. The noodles are well cooked. It's got a ton of cheese sauce on it, but it is the more bland, regular cheese sauce. There's cheesy flavor, but it's not overly creamy or anything like that. A little bit kind of like boxed Velveeta, but your kid is gonna love it, and that's what it's there for. There's also regular green beans, which I really appreciate. These don't taste like they have anything on them. Just regular standard green beans cooked well. They kind of pop in your mouth. And then there's the penne pasta with marinara. I can taste more basil than I was expecting in the marinara. It's a more basic dish just because it's pasta with marinara, but I can taste a good amount of basil. It's a good marinara sauce, so that's a good one too. Also will please those pickier palates that kiddos have. And then Emma, may I ask you to eat this chicken leg?
This feels like an honor. Like you're passing the torch.
I'm passing the chicken.
the chicken line.
It's just a chicken leg. I don't know why, maybe because of the way it's cooked. I actually like this one a little bit better than the herb crusted one. I think this is just salt and pepper, and it's been baked, and it's pretty good. It's not special though.
I also want to compare really quickly because I was able to go back to Hollywood and Vine when it had family style, and now that the buffet is back open. Just a quick comparison. It's really I prefer the buffet, and that is my own opinion. The reason I like the buffet just a little bit better is because during the family style, you kind of had to pick and choose what the whole table wanted, as opposed to getting going up and getting a little taste of everything like what you would do at a normal buffet. However, because it is a buffet, the food quality is a little less than when it was family style. Because family style, it came out to order as soon as it was ready, so everything was still hot, everything was still warm. It's Pluto! All right, Pluto, what was your favorite thing you ate today? Everything?
You can't make Pluto chew.
Yes, we'll see you soon, Pluto. Oh, I love your ears. They're the best. Moral of the story is, buffet is great because you can pick and choose the things that you get. but the family style, the quality of food, the temperature of food, all that kind of stuff was just a little bit better. So I'm curious to see what happens next.
All right, so we have grabbed our desserts, one of everything. There is all you can enjoy soft serve, which is thrilling because I love soft serve. Bread pudding, apple crisp, cake, sage. What have you done?
It's a buffet, no rules.
You put meat and cake on the same plate.
I'll have a cake. What do you want on the side? Meat.
No one's ever done that in the history of
I
time.
just wanted to try the pork belly.
I'm going to try the slow roasted pork belly, crispy pork belly from the other carving station. It's actually really good. There's a lot of sweetness there. It's a nice texture. It's a nice flavor. The skin or the outside is really, really crispy, which is awesome. So you got kind of two textural concepts there. To me, the barbecue sauce actually was just like a hint sweeter than the actual pork belly itself. So definitely the flavor profile was on point. Between the two carving stations, which was the steak and the pork belly, I think the steak was definitely a favorite, but still not a bad sell with the pork belly.
All right, I'm starting off our dessert course because meat doesn't count, Sage. So I'm gonna have some soft serve. I got the twist, so chocolate and vanilla, with also Mickey sprinkles because you have to, and caramel sauce. It's really good soft serve. It tastes just like soft serve you would get like in a cone around Disney World, except totally unlimited here at Hollywood and Vine. I love unlimited ice cream. If you guys have ever been to a Jason's Deli, I used to ask to go just for the unlimited soft serve. So I'm a fan. You can get chocolate or vanilla or swirl. Amazing. I got apple crisp and bread pudding, and both of those go very well with ice cream, which means I can put them together with ice cream. The apple crisp is tasty. It's got big, warm chunks of apple. It's very warm, super sticky. There's cinnamon. The crisp part are like the more oatmeal-y crumbles, which are not my favorite form of like an apple crisp. It's more of an apple crumble, really. I like it better when it's like a pie crust sort of situation, but it's still very tasty, very good with the ice cream. And then I got the bread pudding, which I will say I got towards the end of it being out, and it was very difficult to serve because of how dense it was and how long it had been sitting there. I saw a cast member bring out a new portion of the bread pudding, and it looked a lot better. So this is one that I would maybe say wait for a fresh one to come out if it's looking like it's towards the end of the road. So this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It is on the dense side for sure. I think it will benefit from some of my soft serve, but it's got a lot of great flavor. It's a seasonal bread pudding, so this has a lot of like fall flavors. It's a little bit appley, a little bit cinnamony. I might get seconds of this just to get a little like a fresher serving, but it's on the tasty side.
So I had the Mississippi mud pie, which looks like basically a chocolate cake with some sort of like whipped cream frosting on the top. So let's give it a shot. And here goes nothing. Is that Oreo? Is there an Oreo in there? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, and there's even some, I think there's even some mousse in there too. Note to self, when getting the Mississippi mud pie, definitely when you're serving yourself from the buffet, go all the way down to the bottom. Get in there. Hit the pan because there are a couple layers. There's the whipped cream, there's the mousse, there's some Oreos in there, and then there's the actual chocolate cake. All very good. Obviously, the best bite I had was when I had all those flavors together, which I think is that's kind of the point. The cake is a little dry, but again, when you have all those flavors together, super good. Definitely recommend the Mississippi mud pie.
Alrighty, I'm gonna start with the one that I'm actually weirdly most excited to do, and it's a peanut butter jelly tart. I'm very excited. It's got sparkles. Can you see that? It's sparkly. It looks good. If you like peanut butter and jelly, this is very fun. I actually really love it. The peanut butter is like a whipped cream almost. Like probably a whipped cream peanut butter with a grape jelly on the bottom. The cookie is just like a nice little vessel for it. It's not very strong. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. I really love this. I would eat this so much. It's just a peanut butter and jelly. If you don't like that, you're not going to enjoy it. But if you like peanut butter and jellies, this is very fun. I think you should try it. It was very different. Yeah, I'm a fan. Okay, next I have the candy magic bar.
Buffet here. Amazing. Very good.
This is obviously a multi-layer
I
bar.
appreciate you.
There's obviously a cookie base. There's Oreos, M&Ms, chocolate chips, and most definitely coconut shavings. It's very good. I think if you enjoy those things, it's very, very sweet, but it's a nice combination. It's not too hard, too. I was kind of nervous about that, but I actually really like it. And the coconut is actually very apparent. You're very aware of the coconut. I think the coconut is a nice touch, but it is on the very sweeter side. So if you don't love sweet things, you're not going to enjoy this. But if you like a little bit of a chewy something with heavily cookie and Oreo based, you should try it. It's pretty good. Next, we have the creme brulee cheesecake, which I love creme brulee and I love cheesecake, so we're going to see how that goes. That is also very good. It like melts in your mouth. I don't really get the creme brulee as much. I think they've really just kind of torched the top of a cheesecake. I think, you know, a little bit more sugar would have been more creme brulee-ish. There's not like a hard top, but it's very good. Melts in your mouth, perfectly sweet. It's really good. Okay, and then to wrap it up, this is a carrot cake cupcake with cream cheese icing. Yay! It's actually really good. As you can see, it's all over my mouth. The cream cheese icing is a very nice touch. The carrot cake is good and moist. I hate that word. Sage, that one's for you. But that's the best word to describe it. It's not overwhelming. There are good little, I don't know what it is because I didn't take the time to look inside the cake, but there are little crunchy bits in there, and that's also good. I like it. If you don't enjoy semi-sweet desserts, like if you want something that's super sweet, this is not really overwhelmingly sweet. I think it's very nice and very subtle. If you don't like carrot cake though, this is not going to be something you're going to enjoy.
Yeah. Wow. I'm full.
Yeah, me too. I love an all-you-can-eat. I love a buffet moment, definitely.
Honestly. Well, what'd you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good. I definitely agree that I think the family style food quality is a little higher, but having the control of a buffet is a plus in many ways. My favorite thing that I ate, surprisingly, was the bread pudding that I had at the end that I literally thought looked bad because of how it had been sitting out, but it was very good. That was my favorite thing I ate.
What's your favorite thing you ate?
That's kind of hard. We had a lot of good things.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the salmon.
Okay.
It was not the most special thing in the world, but I enjoyed it.
My favorite thing
Meat cake.
was meat cake.
No.
No. My favorite thing was either the steak or, honestly, I don't know why. It's one of those it's one of those forbidden things that I'm just so morbidly curious about. I want to go back for that pork and polenta situation.
Yeah.
Now, as character meals go, this is actually not one of my favorites just because I think that there are character meals with better food, such as the breakfast at Topolino's Terrace. I prefer how it's easier to get a reservation, and I like the food at Garden Grill, and I love Farmer Mickey. However, the seasonal dine with the characters in costumes,
super
big
cute.
plus up here, and
Yep.
I definitely think it's worth doing once if you like character meals.
And we had a lot of great interactions. I mean, they came by several times.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we were there for a little bit, but they came by several times.
Spent a lot of time with us.
Spent a lot of time with
Pictures,
us.
hugs.
Yep, and
jokes.
you can't see those costumes everywhere.
No.
So definitely a plus here for sure.
Yeah, very cool. If you like this video, go ahead, like, and subscribe.
Now go check out our Liberty Tree Tavern review.
Yeah, meat cake.
Aww.